What goes around just comes around. 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 What goes around just comes around.
Yo, what is up, bitches? Welcome to Epileptic Gaming Week 142. It is Wednesday, and we've got an action-packed open phones for you today. Hopefully not action-packed because every asshat on the internet decides to call in. Because I think that we've got a topic today that really should garnish, should be garnished with
something we haven't talked about either before.
Right, and we've sort of touched on it the last few days, but we haven't had an opportunity to really dig down into it and hear your guys' opinion on what you think about all this. Of course, we're talking about the Jeff Gerstmann story or incident or I don't know what else
Gerstmann Gate, as they call it.
Yeah,
Gerstmann Gate, as it's being called.
The conspiracy, if you will. Specifically about the GameSpot editor who was fired allegedly over a Kane and Lynch review. Now we're going to have Suma kind of go over the timeline with us a little bit as we sort of deconstruct how this all came to be and where it's at right now. And then, of course, we're going to open the phones up to the viewers to give your opinion. Also, anything we've talked about this week will be fair game, but I have a feeling a lot of you wanted to comment on the Gerstmann issue, so today will be your open forum. Today will be your soapbox to be able to do that. Before we get started, however, let me introduce the clowns that help make this carnival possible. Over on chat moderation, we have got Tyler. What's up, buddy?
No hat today. Just for you, Suma.
Wow, holy crap.
Just for you.
Is this fake
That's
hair
for the
then,
ladies.
or?
Is it what?
Is this fake hair?
No, it's
I don't know
real.
if I've ever actually seen your hair before.
It's real hair.
Nice part.
Thank you.
Very, very good.
Took me a long time to set up.
You guys are such dicks.
Hey, I didn't say anything. Suma was the dick, okay?
He told me to say it. So I don't
Over
know
on
what he's
production, our resident nice guy, Hogan Camera Carter.
Hey. Hey, you guys at StickyDrama.com. Oh, fantastic.
talking about. They like us now.
We're going to EA tomorrow, but you're actually going to hang out with some of the folks tonight.
Yes, we're gonna eat, and tomorrow is a
Where are
big
you
day.
eating? Where are you going to eat?
I don't know. It's a restaurant that's near the Baller Hotel that we'll be staying at.
It's where White Diamond stays, huh?
Yes,
Yeah,
White
the
Diamond does
Ritz.
frequent that place. I've seen him there.
And Angel stays there, too.
Angel
so,
Munoz,
yeah.
CPL.
Stays at the Ritz.
I thought you meant another angel.
No. Of course, we got world-famous Robert Suma, forced not joining us today over Skype.
Nebraska mall shooting.
Yeah,
I blame
because
that.
of the Nebraska mall shooting. But I cleared
Was
that
he
up
affected?
in the forums, actually.
He was the shooter, dog.
He
took his Wheezapper.
I actually cleared it up in the forums. I said, you know what, Forrest definitely doesn't shop at this mall because he shops at the. But nice guy Ed, I wouldn't put it past him to have gone to the mall to.
That's
do
why
some
we
shooting.
haven't heard from him.
Quick update before I toss it over to Robert for a little bit of, I guess, Gerstmann 101, is that there's a forum thread on the EG webpage that Rance has found a job. He's working for WebRidesTV.com. So if you want to give your congratulations, head on over to the forums at epilepticgaming.com and give Rance a holla. And let them know.
That's great news. I'm
congrats.
happy.
Yeah, absolutely. WebRides TV doing some video content. So basically picking up right where he left off here at EG. And as always, EG and the entire community wishes you the best. So with that being said, Robert Suma, world famous. Let's talk a little bit about it. Gerstmann.
Yeah, I mean, some of you probably already know what happened. I'm guessing a lot of you don't. Maybe you know information here and there. So I kind of wanted to give a quick wrap up of everything that's been going on before we get into open phones so that everybody has a sort of a clear understanding of everything going on. So we're not saying things like we think they're true and they're not true.
So when we say quick wrap up, we mean like by 10 minutes into the show, we're opening phones, right? That leaves you 6 minutes.
Sure.
Get it done, brother.
So it all started, I think, on Friday with a Penny Arcade comic that was sort of cryptic, if you can show it there. And what it basically showed was, you know, this overbearing sales guy talking to an editor from GameSpot about, you know, a Kane and Lynch review that got a 6.0 and how it needs to be changed and blah, blah, blah. And sort of the people at NeoGAF actually saw it and started speculating, well, what's the story behind this? Well, then Penny Arcade released sort of a news item related to the comic, much like they usually do.
Right.
And this is sort of the meat of what they said. They said, I will tell you the Gertzman story as we heard it. Management claimed to have spoken to Jeff about his tone before in his reviews. No doubt it was a tone that created tensions, and really that was the reason behind the firing. So, what was the review? What happened? Well, here's the YouTube version. GameSpot actually took down their review of it.
Yeah, that's right.
And the only thing that was living was this YouTube version. And keep in mind also, you know, the reason this was happening in the first place is that Kane and Lynch got a 6.0 or somewhere around there, and GameSpot was actually plastered with Kane and Lynch ads all over the place.
A site ad. You guys have seen them before on the IGNs on GameSpot, where basically the site is converted into a giant fucking billboard for for the game, which isn't uncommon to see, but it just so happens that we get a really terrible review at the same time that this major ad campaign is running on GameSpot.
So I'm sure IDOS played a ton of dough.
Right.
And I'm sure someone wasn't too happy about Jeff's review. So we have the YouTube version of the review, so let's go ahead and see some of that so you guys can see exactly, you know, the review that's been in question about the whole thing.
Video review.
Kane, wake up. Mr. Kane. What? I need you to cover your head.
What did you say?
Just cover your head now!
Kane and Lynch Dead Men is an ugly, ugly game. That's not necessarily me talking just about the graphics. It's got a really ugly storyline with characters that are impossible to like, and it's a third-person shooter that has several gameplay flaws as well. Some really neat ideas are buried deep in there, but you're going to have to do a whole lot of digging, more than you'll probably want to do in order to find it.
So as you
the main
watch
thing in the game is its story mode, which you can play alone or in co-op mode with another player.
I mean, to be totally honest with you, Suma, you know, his tone seems actually kind of boring, but the tone really is no different than the way that we would really review a game here on EG. I mean, he thought it sucked. He said it sucked, you know. To me, that is a proper review, you know. It's not like, it's not like this was a game that other sites were given 10s, 9s, whatever. This is a game that was pretty much receiving the same sort of criticism from everyone, is that it's an average and mediocre game.
I believe the Metacritic's like around 70%, around that. It's an average game at best. So I mean that's basically the review. And then when that happened, you know, it mushroomed into this whole series of, you know, GameSpot and CNET people coming out and speaking out a little bit of what they could. The forums, of course, exploded. The internet exploded. Everybody's like, you know, don't go to GameSpot.
And the internet
don't trust
literally exploded.
Without any knowledge of anything that was going on. I mean, there was this public face of, you know, was it coincidence? Kane and Lynch and his review. Was that the real reason? I don't know. It's kind of hard to say when we don't know the full history and what goes on behind the scenes at GameSpot. I mean, this could have been a long, ongoing thing, and this review could have just been like the one final thing that just nailed it down.
And that's one of the things that I think people really need to know is that, A, we do not know the concrete details. I mean, for all we know, this guy was taking giant shits in the bathroom and not flushing the toilet, you know? Like, there are certainly other things aside from his job of being a game reviewer that could have led to his firing. And typically, if these are issues of insubordination, if they are issues of, who knows, maybe the guy came in at 1 o'clock every day and then left at 5.
Yeah.
These are the types of things that we don't know, and likely, we're never gonna know from CNET because
people jump the gun online.
Of course.
And so, you know, one of the first things that it took a while for some official responses to come out. Right after this sort of broke on Penny Arcade and sort of got leaked on the internet, Valleywag had a little post about, you know, someone that claimed to be GameSpot in a forum, basically saying we're very clear in our review policies. All reviews go through the entire team before they're live. So it's not just one person that can almost make the review. It almost has to go through a team first.
Of course, and Jeff isn't editing his reviews. I mean, he's getting with the segment producer,
Exactly.
and they're like, okay, we're going to review Kane and Lynch. Some guy's got to pull all the game video. Some guy's editing it. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, Jeff, all he did was stand in front of the camera and give his opinion.
Yeah, so really, with a statement like that, that would make you think that maybe it's more than just the review.